What's up, guys? Dan here, out here in Finland. And in today's video, actually New Year's is tomorrow, or like in two days now, but I figured I should make this video for you guys to talk about how to make 2019 the absolute best year of your life. So, you know, 2019 is coming upon us, and I can tell you guys that like every single new year up until now, you know, up until this new year, right? This is the first new year where I'm really planning every single thing in my entire life, where I'm really just going and, you know, planning out my whole year to make sure that 2019 is going to be the best year in my entire life, like literally 10 times, 100 times better than every single other year, and the year where I have the absolute best possible life, right? To live the good life. So in 2019, I'm planning around a lot of different goals, right? And, you know, the whole purpose of it is to live an absolutely amazing, epic life, right? A life to your truest potential. And that's what I always talk about. That's what I always, you know, talk about in every single one of my videos and on my social media, right? And so in my opinion, to live the good life, you need to have income goals, you need to have relationship goals, right? So with friends and with, you know, your significant other, right? Finding your soulmate. You need to have health goals, right? So income, relationships, that's friends, family, right? You want to have amazing friends in your life, and you want to be in amazing health, right? What's the point of making a lot of money and crushing all your other goals if you're in poor health, right? If you can't even enjoy, you know, the work that you've done and the wealth that you've achieved, right? With those friends and those relationships that you've built as well. So, you know, for all of you out there, right? You must understand that as you enter this new year, most people, 99% of people, they go into the new year, right? They want to start an online business, for example. They want to finally become, you know, live that entrepreneurship dream, for example. Like every single person in the world almost, you know, wants to work for themselves, right? Like they all have this dream, hey, like I don't want to have a boss, I just want to work for myself. But the thing is that so many people just kind of, you know, let's say they commit to a goal, right? They set a goal for themselves. Let's say it's, for example, an income goal. Let's just say like 5,000 a month or 10,000 a month. And then literally, you know, 3 weeks into January, right, January 2019, they're literally completely off track and they're back to their old life. And so the whole purpose of this video is for me to explain to you how I'm planning on making 2019 the best year of my entire life, right? So literally in the past couple days, I was, you know, sitting down. It was just after Christmas. I spent an amazing Christmas here in Finland, which I'm incredibly grateful for, with amazing people. And I was sitting down and I was really thinking about the goals that I wanted to achieve in 2019, right? Like what projects are going to move me forward toward my goals, right? So I like went ahead and I used Evernote, which is an amazing note-taking app, or you can just use a piece of paper and a pen. But, you know, I like Evernote because you can just kind of sync it across your devices, right? So I used Evernote and I wrote down what are my goals for 2019. And, you know, I already kind of have my life planned out. Like I already know where I'm going to be at 25, 30, 40, 50, right? That's something that's incredibly important. Like you must know who you're going to be, you know, at 30, 40, 50, right? And you'll see that those things will come true if you actually just, you know, set them out for yourself. And I talked about this in many of my other videos. However, you know, for 2019 specifically, I sat down and I wrote down all of the specific goals, income goals, family goals, relationship goals, and everything else, right? Health goals. And then what I did was I pulled up a calendar and I started planning out like every single day. I started planning out my vacations coming up, right? Like for me, you know, for myself, I know that I love to work, right? I love to work on my online businesses and I love to grow my income, right? By, for example, you know, creating new or launching new Amazon products or creating new Shopify stores, making amazing videos, helping students in my Econ Freedom course, right? And so obviously, you know, uploading daily content on my YouTube and for social media, like valuable content that changes people's lives and gets them to, you know, really just become motivated to, you know, pursue the fullest life they can possibly live, right? So I went ahead and I started planning out all the projects, right? And I know like, okay, for example, you know, to build a new like funnel, for example, it's going to take a week, or to launch a new product, you know, on Shopify or Amazon, it's going to take, you know, a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So I opened up a calendar, the 2019 calendar, and I planned out every single thing, right? All of my projects on there, right? And it's not like, you know, every single thing, but it's, you know, I had like between 7 and 9 projects on there, like 7 to 9 big things that I want to accomplish in the following year in 2019. And then I also started planning out, you know, time off, right? So like vacations. And this year, one of the things that I'm committing to is having Sundays off, right? And I, like previous to this, I've been an entrepreneur now for about 1.5 years, 2 years now. And so, you know, up until this point, I've kind of just been working whenever, like all the time. And then I kind of just took time off whenever. And what happens is, and this is very, very important, guys, if you want to make 2019 the best year of your life, you need to make sure that you are proactive and you're not reactive. In the past couple months, I've been traveling a lot, and I found myself becoming reactive, right? So I wasn't really planning out anything really. I was kind of just floating. And, you know, although like my businesses were still growing and things like that, you know, my audience, my YouTube channel, everything was still growing, it was very stressful because I didn't know what I was doing day to day. So planning out your year, planning out your goals in advance, right? Writing them down specifically, like, okay, you know, for example, by March 2019, I'm going to be making $5,000 a month, right, from an online business, whether that's Shopify or Amazon or anything else, right? But specifically on this channel, we talk about e-commerce, so Amazon and Shopify, right? So that's an example. And so, this way you can plan everything out in advance. Okay, this is when I'm going to take the vacation. This is when I have to complete this project. This is when I have to, by this day is when I have to start making this much money from Amazon or from Shopify. By this day is when I have to, have two to three products, for example, running on my Amazon store. So if you go and you plan out everything and you know everything you need to accomplish, and yeah, this card just magically appeared, don't worry about that. But if you know everything you need to do and you plot it out in a calendar, right, then you'll be able to have peace of mind, and you'll be able to be proactive and not reactive in your life, right? And then you'll hold yourself accountable because you know that okay, by this day I need to have a product launched on Amazon, by this day I need to have my Shopify store running, for example, and all that other stuff. And also, I didn't really talk about other goals, for example, health goals and things like that, right? So if you've been kind of slacking with your health, this would be obviously an amazing time to commit to a workout plan or something like that, right? So one of the things that I want to start talking about more on my channel in the future definitely is that health and fitness is incredibly important to becoming a successful entrepreneur, because if you're just making money, awesome, but if you're unfit and you're overweight, obviously you can't enjoy what you created, right? So that's why make 2019 the year that you really just go hard, commit to it. And one of the most important things is you must understand that when you set those goals, when you plan everything out on the calendar, right, it's all about consistency. So if you are trying to launch a product on Amazon by a certain date, or if you're trying to launch a Shopify store by a certain date, right, and we're saying certain date because I told you to commit to a goal by a certain date, it has to be incredibly specific, by the way. It can't just be, oh yeah, I want to launch a successful Shopify store. It has to be for example, a $10,000 a month Shopify store, or a $10,000 a month Amazon store, right? So if you're setting those specific income goals that I talked about, right, make sure that you're also setting a specific goal for your health, right? So, for example, if you are 20 pounds overweight, or, if you want to build 10 pounds of muscle, well then write down, by and obviously make it realistic, but aim high, right? So write down, hey, in the next 6 months, so by June 2019, I am at my goal weight. So for example, I've gained, 5 to 10 pounds of muscle, which is actually, if you are brand new and you stick to a workout routine, for example, and you eat well, that's a whole other thing we're not going to talk about yet. There's a ton of YouTube videos on that. But, the whole point is to set specific goals, plan out your year, right? And then also, one last thing is to figure out which things actually matter, right, on a kind of on an overall perspective, right? So, like I said, if you know where you're going to be at 30, 40, 50, 60, so if you've planned out all the projects that you've got for the, the following year for 2019, right, you also have to make sure that those projects are actually getting you to where you want to go. And one important principle is the 80-20 principle. I always talk about it, right? So 20% of your projects, 20% of your work is going to get you to 80% of the results in your life, right? So you literally can't avoid that. That's just how it works, right? But what you can do is realize there's a certain amount of projects, right? Maybe 2 or 3 major projects, maybe even 1, that is going to get you to where you want to go faster than the rest of them, right? So focus on the things that matter, and don't focus on the things that don't really matter, right? Especially, I've learned to not focus on things that take up a lot of energy with minimal ROI, minimal output, right? So, minimal results. So there you go, right? And, just to be motivational here, and just to honestly be truthful with you guys, right? Right now is the time to decide, hey, 2019 is going to be the best year of my entire life, right? 2019 is going to be the year that I make the most money I've ever made. I'm going to, gain my freedom, my financial freedom, my personal freedom. I'm going to have the best possible friends. I'm going to meet my soulmate, right? And, 2019 is going to be the year where everything in my life changes. So if that's what, if that's what you're honestly telling yourself, and if you make a decision today that is going to happen, right? Then, and you also decide, like I said, you plan everything out on the calendar, right? And you stay consistent with it. You don't forget about it after January. Then I guarantee you 2019 is going to be the best year of your life. And, some final notes here, guys. Be honest with yourself. Always be honest with yourselves, right? Are you reading enough books, right? Are you really, taking courses? Are you investing in yourself? Are you going to the gym? Are you eating right, right? Just be honest with yourself, right? Because everything in your life starts from here. So if you can go and you can fathom it, you can imagine it, right? You can believe that it's going to happen for you, right? Even though it seems like it's so far away, it will. And that's what's really going to make 2019 amazing. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to the channel. That was a little motivational video for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Follow me on social media, Instagram and Snapchat. And yeah, life's great. And I hope that 2019, you really kill it. And I hope you go and really make 2019 count. So hope you guys enjoyed. Like the video, leave a comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Peace out. From Finland.